Welcome back to Story Reckless. I'm Nathan. I'm usually your DM, but tonight I'm just a person sitting in a chair. I use he, him pronouns, and I'm going to pass it off to our players who will just be hanging
we're
out.
also people sitting in chairs.
Right, we are.
To the other people sitting in chairs to introduce themselves. So go ahead.
My name is Claire. I am sitting in a chair. That unfortunately rhymes. My pronouns are they, them. I usually play Quidam, half-elf grave cleric.
And my name is Olive. I use she and they pronouns, and I am actually sitting on a bed.
Oh, nice.
Standing out.
That sounds
Sitting
nice.
out.
Sitting out.
That doesn't work quite as well.
Well, today there's no real recap. We're just hanging out, as I'm sure some of you know. We're probably going to do a little bit of map building today as we talk, because, yeah, it's fun. Have something to look at and do. Oh, yeah, the bot. Yeah. During the stream tonight, if you have any questions about our previous arc or just anything in general Story Reckless related, please let us know in chat and we'll be happy to answer them. But yeah, let's go on over to the map.
I love this part.
I think today Olive suggested we're going to make the Hearth, which is the tavern or inn that is located in Candlekeep, where a couple of our adventures have taken place now, and most recently the last one that happened. But while I'm doing that, Claire, I think, did you have some stuff you wanted to?
I did.
Wait, real quick. Winged Scribe had a question.
Yes, Winged Scribe is asking a question that I have as well.
Oh, okay. Winged Scribe asks, why was the skeleton in the wall? What purpose did that serve? That is a good question.
It spooked me out.
Spooky.
It was spooky.
So the one thing that it serves is, I believe, reading through the adventure, it serves as a way to kind of like diegetically have the song be sung with the lyrics, because up until that point everybody's just humming it. But the reason that skeleton is there, that skeleton belonged to there were actually two skeletons in there, but y'all just kind of grabbed the one thing and then left.
Oh, really?
Yes, there are two skeletons shoved in there. The one that you had, the skull that you had, which had the hole in the back of the head, belonged to the merchant who had brought the book there originally, 600 years ago. It's never explained why, it's explained how he died, but it's never explained why the fuck they put him inside the wall. The way he died is he was killed by the other Avowed that was trapped in the cellar with him during quarantine. So the other Avowed, the other skeleton in the wall, killed him to stop the singing, but then that guy also continued to sing, and then that guy killed himself as well. Why they were put inside the wall is not explained. But I have ideas. I don't know if I necessarily want to share them in case Quidam and Lovelace decide to stay in Candlekeep. But yeah, that's who the skeleton was. That's why it was there. But yeah, I think reading through the adventure, I think the the one of the main reasons it's there is to have a spooky moment and have a way to sing the song in the world. So
I really enjoyed the image of just this cheerful singing skeleton, contrasting with how spooky everything else was. Just a skeleton who's da 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 da. It's always good fun.
Awesome. Yeah, I love happy dancing skeletons. Yeah, good question, Winged Scribe. Thank you. And it sounds like, Claire, you had the same question.
I did, yeah. It was the one thing that felt like a piece that just never we never figured out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Hopefully that was somewhat satisfying of an answer.
I used up a rage on busting down that door because I was expecting a boss fight.
Oh, from the singing. Yeah.
Yeah, like because we were following it. It's like, okay, source of the singing, we're gonna go.
Yeah.
I feel like we were coming up on the end of this, and
Yeah.
It was it was kind of funny how that all went down.
Wheezy's Breezy's says that was almost a TPK.
technically it was a TPK.
Do y'all have backup characters or a new storyline in mind? Sort of. I don't know that we have a new storyline, actually. We've talked about a variety of options, but haven't. I think it would be very context dependent upon when and how and what we were up for next.
Mm-hmm.
We do have like other characters that we have made because we are gonna be taking a break from Lovelace and Quidam for the next arc. So like we would probably just use them as we stall for time in figuring out how to continue like the main arc, or if like that is just like the end of their story. It's like that's not impossible. That it's like, well, yeah, that was a TPK. Let's keep playing in the same world, but
Yeah.
we have to now like take up the pieces as other people.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know for Quidam and Lovelace, I know that Claire, I don't know much you want to actually share about the character, but I know you've said that you do have a character in mind that could actually tie into a lot of the plot threads that have been established for Quidam and Lovelace.
If Quidam dies and Lovelace is still going strong, I have a couple of backup character ideas to fit in with what we're doing now. I haven't fleshed any of them out, though, very much on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
I would love to stream character creation if
Oh,
someone
yeah.
actually dies.
that could be a lot of fun. Yeah. All of did you have any characters in mind that would tie into the any of those plot threads or no?
Nope. I mean, like, so I read Gideon the Ninth, and so I was like, I want to play a necromancer. So I have like a couple necromancer mage builds in the background.
Yeah.
And I have like taken those out of storage for this next like mini arc,
Mm-hmm.
but not anything like low level enough to like pair with Quidam.
Mhm.
Well,
Quidam might have some trouble with a necromancer. Maybe.
yeah,
It would depend. But
yeah.
You don't say.
I have been on the lookout for a long time for a good rule set for playing a Gorgon or a Medusa.
Ooh.
I think that would be a lot of fun
Mm-hmm.
and very wish fulfillment for me personally. But it's like it's a really tough problem, like of how to represent the petrification ability in 5e.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Like lots of the ones that I've seen do it kind of like mimic the Gorgon's ability in the monster manual, and it has all sorts of weird things, like if a save fails by 5 or more, this thing
Yeah.
happens, and there's like multiple like rolls that you have to make over a couple turns, and like it's not really feasible for a player character to have that ability and be able to pull that out.
Mm-hmm.
But like the closest other things to it are things like hold person and like kind of like a snake's hypnotism stuff.
Okay.
But like giving hold person as a like racial ability
I know
is pretty strong.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. Hold person or petrification both are just like super strong.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
I've seen like some people be like, okay, it like gives them disadvantage on checks at first, like level 0, and then it turns into like hold person at like level 5 and then petrification at like level 10.
Mhm.
But then like you basically don't have the like signature ability for most of the character's career.
Mhm.
Yeah, so if anybody has good ideas or if runs across a good Gorgon player race, please send it my way.
Good to put that out there.
Just play Sarah again. You're kind of close.
For context, Sarah is a totally normal human, Yanti, that I played in a couple one-shots that we did leading up to this. And she's the love. She's spooky. She's a spooky snake skeleton lady.
Spooky.
Are you sensing a theme?
No. There's actually somebody that subscribes to us that I think they've actually been in our chat a couple times. I don't know if they've ever chatted, and I'm not trying to call you out if you want to stay anonymous, so I won't say your name because I can't remember it at the top of my head. But my point is that that person, it was really exciting when we very first streamed because we were literally just doing like test streams just to figure out how to Twitch. And that person showed up, and I still don't think any of us know who it was, right? It was like some rando.
I think they're a person none of us know.
Yeah, and it was like, it was really anyways, that was when Sarah first made her appearance, and I just have fond memories of that. Tech rehearsals. There we go. Oops.
Story Reckless.
Yes, tech rehearsals. Thank you. Yeah, that's the word.
We have a single follower who has met Sarah.
Yeah. So if you know who you are and you do want to share, please do. But yeah, I'm sorry, I've kind of lost track of chat. Is there more going on here, or just little? Oh.
Wheezy Breezes mentions the Champions RPG, which like lets you have crazy overpowered abilities like that, but like with big disadvantages.
Which yeah.
I think is fun.
I mean, I don't know. The one. Oh, go ahead, Claire.
Well, that's the superhero RPG, yeah.
I think so.
I don't know.
I'm sure Wheezy Breezes will let us know.
Okay, yes, it's so fun.
Yeah. I mean, with the Gorgon, I guess maybe it's not a huge downside, but like for RP purposes, it could be a big downside. The fact that you are a Medusa or a Gorgon, like that's a pretty big, challenge to reckon with, like considering how most people would react. Let's see. Winged Scribe asks, I'm remembering that there was a 3rd edition rulebook on monster levels, the idea being that you have the monster's full abilities when you reach level equal to their CR. Oh, okay.
But again, that's like kind of the like wait to level 10 problem.
Yeah,
and then, like, it gates it. Like, I want to be able to be a Gorgon that like mechanically like supports being a Gorgon from level 1.
Right.
In some way. Like, it could be like the petrification abilities haven't like come into full bloom yet, but like they can do other things, like, I don't know, hair bite attacks or something.
Right. Oh yeah, I guess that's like a way to kind of justify that like you haven't matured into the petrification. Like if you're a young Gorgon. But yeah.
Nathan, I'm fascinated by this map tool that you're using to put arcs on things. It's very satisfying to see.
Yeah,
things become circles. Oh no, the circle is cattywampus.
Yeah, what am I doing? Sorry, I'm like, there we go. Is this gonna make it better? No, it ruined it. I ruined it. It's fine. I can go like this. I will fix it. don't panic.
Don't worry, not panicking.
I was talking to myself. Yeah, by the way, I'm kind of making the common area for the hearth. I believe there's like a giant, if I remember correctly, there's a giant fireplace in the middle.
That would make sense.
Yeah,
it
so
being called the hearth.
Yeah, so I'm just kind of blocking everything out. These here are, I'm gonna put doors, like walls and doors on them, but these are the, like study rooms that I think you noticed.
Not the doors to nowhere.
Well, right. So the doors, which I don't know. See, I'm actually debating now. Do I not put these architectural like little bubbles on here? Because, yeah, the doors look like they shouldn't open up into as big of rooms as they do, like based on the construction of the outside. And yeah, they are basically doors into, I guess like demi-planes, like pocket dimensions, essentially. For little study areas. So I don't know if I should put these little bubbles on there. Like maybe I should. I was just trying to make the building look more interesting, so I was experimenting.
At the end of last stream, afterwards, we were talking about making the map for the hearth. And it turns out that all three of us have very strong mental images of what the hearth looks like. To the point where I at least thought that like Nathan had shown us a picture at some point. I'm interested to see how this matches any of our visions.
I also have strong opinions. So far, I like the little curved outward things with windows. That was an essential piece of my picture of this place.
Okay.
So far, that's pretty good.
Anything else? I was thinking the bar was going to be here, basically. This is the kitchen. Oh, I'm delayed though. Do you actually see?
It's okay. Yes, I see you gesturing to the kitchen.
But basically the bar kind of flanking these two hallways, and these two hallways are what lead to the back area where all the different rooms are. And I was actually just about to figure out some way to put in like a little thing for the entrance down into the Firefly cellar back here. I also need to make room somewhere in here for a set of stairs going up, because this technically it's like multiple stories, so probably even like that is fine, and the stairs could be back in that corner or something, like going up and around or something like that. Yeah, any other thoughts?
It's hard for me because I've been picturing it 90 degrees rotated.
Oh.
Like, so the top is up, so I'm having to like rotate my map and like try to do trigonometry on it.
Yeah, the bar has always been north for me, with the entrance being south.
Oh, wow. Yeah, no, the entrance for me
that's reverse.
is here. Because here, let me pull up.
That's great.
Let me pull up the thing that we use for our games. Yeah. Claire, did you have any other?
A lot of it is
any other questions?
Like color and atmosphere. A question.
Oh yeah.
I have those too.
My brain is turning on the Medusa thing. Also, I have an idea of a thing before we get into other questions. So what if it was like, it was petrification, but it's just gated by target somehow? So it's like basically goes by sleep rules, where it can like affect this many HP worth of creatures.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And so it's like you can petrify a rat or whatever from level 1.
Oh, that could be cool.
It only has like 1 HP, and like that HP pool like increases.
I mean,
as you level.
That could be kind of fun. You would, if it was like sleep, where as you level, the amount of dice you get to roll increases by 1 or whatever it is. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Anyways, really quick, so the reason I was thinking, oh, the entrance is to the north, it's because I've always been looking at the map like this, right? Because this is our
Sure.
big overworld map, and so yeah, so my entrance has always been like, I've always visualized it over here on that side of the map over here, and then yeah, the fireplace and all that. So
Okay.
so that's why I laid it out like this. So just so y'all know where I'm coming from. Yeah. But I feel like there was two things there that before we jumped back over.
I thought you were asking like what I was envisioning for the hearth.
Right. Okay. Yes.
But I just didn't let you finish your question.
Well, so yeah, one, I would love to know what you're envisioning for the hearth. Two, I was just wondering if you had any other questions that you wanted to ask for this evening.
I do. Questions, because that's like supposedly what we're primarily here for. How much are you comfortable telling us about Manfred's internal landscape and his priorities?
I guess I'd have to hear the question.
That's the question. How much are you willing to tell us?
I mean, I would like to kind of keep that, keep that somewhat locked up, just to leave room for, for him to develop more.
Totally.
I mean, I feel like there's obvious things of just, I feel like it's been pretty obvious, even to those of you with low insight.
Hey!
that Manfred is
not a human.
Is not a human. There we go. You God damn it. You figured it out. No, that he is conflicted to an extent. And that he is a bit of a coward. And that cowardly nature, however, is, I mean, I know where it's coming from, and I don't think it's I think it's selfish, yes, but it's also coming from a place of a lot of trauma, I guess, right? Like, yeah. So I don't know. I don't know if that. I feel like that wasn't too much to give away. And I feel like a lot of that stuff is pretty. You kind of guess a lot of that. And then the other aspect is just, he's his employer, his boss, his person that keeps him safe and able to do the things he wants to do is very powerful. And has a lot of leverage, to get him to maybe do things that he doesn't necessarily want to do, but is willing to do them.
Yeah.
So.
What would have happened to Renwyn if we had let Renwyn go back with Manfred? If that had ended up happening, would they have just killed off Renwyn as soon as he was out of our sight?
Are you talking about are you talking about leaving Candlekeep or
no,
even
so
back?
if Renwyn had ended, if Manfred had brought, I guess, Renwyn with him,
yeah,
all the way back to Baldur's Gate,
yeah.
because I think at this point it's gonna be hey Renwyn, sorry we dragged you up here, I almost got you killed a whole bunch. I think you have
to go back home?
For it. You should probably go home.
I mean, I'm not going to say what would have happened
Ah.
because that's still unresolved. So
Yes.
there's still plenty of things that could happen there. So depending on what you all do, and depending on which is actually a whole other thing that we will be talking about off stream of just figuring out Quidam and Lovelace's next step.
Are we splitting up?
That's what I'm wondering.
We might.
I think we might.
Oh my god.
Lovelace doesn't want to go back to a place that she messed up.
Yeah, Quidam's aware.
God,
Yeah,
we
the two of them
mishandled.
just didn't-
We just mishandled the mine situation so badly.
Yes,
This is like the worst possible outcome.
almost.
What would have been worse? Question for Claire.
I think that if specifically Quidam had died,
Okay. Well,
That
short
would
of
have-
death.
short of death,
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's like we
I'm not coming up with anything.
We succeeded just enough to figure out that there was still treasure there, and then we delivered that into like the worst possible hands.
Yep.
Yep.
And Quidam wants to go back and face the music, kind of do damage control, and
We already
Figure
did what we
things
could,
out.
though. We told other people that there was platinum in them hills.
yep. And now that Candlekeep has the account of it, that will be available to anyone who wants it and can get in. So now we go home and we tell more people and we talk with my sister and see what we can do.
Hmm.
But yeah, Quidam and Lovelace need to sit down and have a chat about not just next steps, but like,
Oh, Lovelace loves those. I'll totally be down for chats.
oh yeah, I know. Gosh, you're so avoidant. Not you, Lovelace.
Hmm.
Quidam likes Manfred. Like, Quidam enjoys Manfred's his enthusiasm and his kind of awkwardness Quidam finds endearing. Quidam's very curious about who he is and why. And also, Quidam's disappointed in Manfred.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed, Manfred.
That is,
Yeah.
it's kind of funny to me because I created Manfred for using the sidekick, the sidekick rules from Tasha's, and I created Manfred for being a sidekick to be a support for both of you, and so that
He's now an antagonist.
Yeah.
But he's such an interesting antagonist. I love dynamics of traveling with people that you don't trust and are at odds with, and how you balance that.
Mhm.
We knew what his kind of interests were and how they were opposed to ours.
Mhm.
But there was this tension of I can't just kill someone, and we can maybe go back and work it out and hope that it just comes out in our favor. That didn't really work out. So I think it was really cool that Manfred made a really smart choice, because he knew that he was kind of under Lovelace's thumb, I think specifically.
Mhm.
And getting out of that, I think, was a really good call on his part.
Yeah.
Are you talking about?
And I like how he
fleeing?
wasn't just.
Are you talking about fleeing Candlekeep?
Yeah, yeah. I like how he wasn't just a mindless sidekick. I like how he just like had such a strong agenda, and continues to have such a strong agenda.
Well, I anytime there is a sidekick, I am going to give them their own desires and motivations and agenda, like all that stuff. Like, yeah, or at least I'm gonna try. I'm just thinking about some of the other characters I've done. Yeah, but yeah, cool. I'm glad to hear that from you, Olive. He's a lot of fun to play. I would be a little sad if he's gone for indefinitely, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I'm not gonna miss Redwin.
Yeah, well, Renwin, whatever.
Yeah, poor guy. He did not sign up for this
He sort of did.
in any way, shape, or form.
He sort of did. I was like, hey, do you want to try to get in on this venture? And he was like, hell yeah, I'm here for ventures.
Yeah, I don't know that he meant adventures, just
Oh, that was
business ventures.
Do you want to go to a haunted mine?
so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also. Oh, excuse me. I also want to know more about Monfort. And Quidam does too. Like, that's convenient. So, we'll see.
I think Lovelace is like has that hostility that you have when somebody is similar to you. Like Lovelace actually I think has like a kind of a cowardice streak, like emotional cowardice. And also like is street smart in the same way that I think Monfred is. Like Lovelace doesn't literally speak Peeves can't, but she speaks like kind of the industry of the guild, and knows the rules of the game. And I think that that's like really uncomfortable to see reflected.
Yeah, having your own faults and your own things that you dislike about yourself in other people can lead to some virulent dislike.
Yeah.
I totally know what you mean.
And also it's like he represents a fear for Lovelace of like he is so under Box of Screws' thumb, and like Lovelace is trying to get out so bad, but is just like drawn irresistibly back over and over again.
There's something about her, man.
Is it the vampire chart?
I hope that I don't know. I'm really curious. So okay, I guess I mean, this is a good place to talk about it. Part of the reason why we're doing this little like romp with these other characters, which I'm very excited about. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be it's going to be a bit more silly. I don't want to say what we're doing another module from Candlekeep Mysteries. I'm not going to say which one because I don't want people to necessarily go look it up, but it's one of the sillier ones. I'll just say that. So it should be a lot of fun. But part of the reason we're doing that is in my personal life, I've been really just swamped with a lot of things, and I just haven't had time to devote the time that I want to take to devote to this to get things ready for Quidam and Lovelace, because there's all these plot threads that both of you have essentially generated with your characters, which is amazing, and I like makes like so happy about it, so excited for that. But I have not had the time to do the homebrew necessary to figure out how to kind of build that world out, right? Like I need to more clearly define like what are the goals of the guild, what are the goals of the cruise, what is Box of Screws' goals like on a more detailed level. There's all these things that like I have really basic broad strokes for, but not enough to allow Lovelace and Quidam to go run around in Baldur's Gate and pursue their interests and react to them in a way that feels satisfying. So this is a very long answer to what I was saying, but essentially I've been so busy that I haven't had time to do that, and this is why we're doing this little romp, to hopefully give myself that time to get things ready. I'm also want to pursue, the Lovelace's desire to go to the Woods of Sharp Teeth and do all that. And there's a bunch of stuff that Lovelace, Olive and I have talked about offline for backstory stuff for Lovelace that I want to flesh out and start bringing into the world. So yeah, there's like a lot of really exciting things that I want to do with these characters, and I know both of you want to do with the characters, and that's why we're doing this little romp to give ourselves that time to get ready for it. But yeah, I don't remember how that all started, but I just look forward to when we get to go back to explore those threads with Lovelace and Quidam. Oh yeah, I was gonna say I'm just curious to see what happens with Box of Screws, because I think all three of us actually want to have Box of Screws be a patron, and use some of the patron stuff in Tasha's and have Box of Screws be that. But the characters right now are so at odds with Box of Screws for good reason, and also Box of Screws has her motivations that just go against what Quidam and Lovelace want. So I don't know. I don't know if that's gonna be a thing that Lovelace and Quidam could benefit from, having Box of Screws as a patron.
I want to make a deal with the devil so bad. Devil being Box of Screws. I want Box of Screws to make Lovelace an offer that she can't refuse.
Perfect. I will consider that.
Give you that little gift.
Thank you.
It was that line when we first came back to Baldur's Gate from Candlekeep for the first time, and you mentioned that you had made your first deal with the devil.
Oh, did I say that?
You did. It's kind of like an offhand, flippant comment. And Box of Screws kind of grinned and said, "Oh, really?" And I clocked that as does she think that she's that bad? That was my first thought.
Oh, in reference to making the deal with Fred.
The deal with Fred, but she was like, "Are you sure?" The implication was, "Are you sure that was the first one you made?"
Oh, I get it.
And then when she came to visit Quidam so much later at their house and asked to be let in, I somehow remembered that comment and it was wait a minute, and then asked the question about the eye teeth.
The eye teeth? I don't remember that.
Is she a vampire? But just that offhand comment that you made to her so early on was 50% of how I figured out to ask the question as to whether she was a vampire or not.
That's funny.
No, thank you.
That was a very, very fun and very cool moment.
I'm trying to think of other media or stories where a family member has turned into a vampire, and it's always Buffy rules, where it's my boyfriend is a vampire.
Mm-hmm.
Can you think of any?
Actually, Curse of Strahd.
Oh yeah?
Strahd's brother, whose name I'm not remembering right now, was around briefly before Strahd killed him.
Maybe that's why you don't hear any stories.
Yeah.
Vampires, they have a short half-life. And then the vampires have a long half-life, i.e. they're undead.
Yes, exactly. Oh gosh. something that I've been playing with Quidam is having a small family that's getting old. Like Jasper, Quidam's human father's in his late 80s and had kids relatively late. And then Beer's, 400-ish, which is middle-aged for an elf. But Quidam has this sense of kind of urgency of the family's broken and dad's gonna die soonish. There's this limited amount of time, but suddenly Box of Screws has all the time. Like she has no end to time unless she dies violently. And that's frustrating for Quidam.
By the way, really quick, I think I figured out what I wanted to do here. Just on a... Oh, why did I get... What? Why did I get locked out? Oh, no! Oh, I really hope the map saved. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Did it not?
Oh, Nathan.
Oh, no.
The stream hasn't caught up. What's the situation?
I'm still here. It says I'm here.
Save it.
I
Quick.
click save.
Save it again.
Map
Can you
saved
export?
successfully. Yes, you can export.
Okay. Do that. Quick.
It got saved. It got saved. I think we're good.
I don't trust it.
Okay,
Export it
okay.
now. Just
Export is up here. I wonder if it's gonna crash though by switching to... Okay, no, okay. All right.
this is why we're exporting, Nathan.
Olive.
This is so
I've been burned
silly.
by this too many
Yeah,
times.
yeah. No, I for work, I do a lot of I do video editing and motion graphics, and I am compulsively hit Control S. Like,
I have a cramp in my thumb from hitting it too much.
really? Yeah.
Yeah, I have to put bandages on my thumb when I use keyboards now to like keep it
No.
braced.
Oh,
Hitting
man.
Control C because you have
Control
to make
C,
that,
yeah.
claw,
Yeah.
like, C.
Oh yeah, I do Control C, Control V a lot. Yeah, that's the other one.
I finally mapped it to those useless buttons on like the sides of some mice
Oh yeah.
that like you never use. I finally mapped some of those to like Control C and Control V.
Yeah.
It's helping a little bit.
Makes sense.
I don't work with computers.
Yeah, Claire. I mean, Control S for
Oh
save.
yes,
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. Just I don't know that I've ever gotten cramping or injuries from computer work before.
Yeah, it sucks.
I
I'm starting like I'm probably in the past 2 years now. I think I'm like starting to experience. It doesn't happen too frequently, but every once in a while I'll start to experience that pain in my like
Get
kind of
wrist braces.
wrists and
They're like
stuff.
they're like $20 from Target. Just order them.
They're-
Wear them when you use the keyboard.
You feel like they like they work, like they're worth it. They help.
Yeah,
they help you.
I started getting wrist pain at the beginning of the pandemic and got them, and I basically don't anymore.
Nice.
And, like my hand pain is limited to like my thumbs and fingers and stuff, which are
Mhm.
like in weird claws.
Mhm.
Yeah. Do it earlier.
Yeah. Anyways, before I got cut off by the stupid program doing the thing, I'm not gonna do chairs right now. I think what I want to do is, because when you said it, I was like, oh, that makes so much more sense. These little nooks are like, they're booths, right? And this is probably where little one likes to sit.
I was gonna say, isn't
yeah.
there a reinforced bench?
Yeah, probably like
There was?
over here. Yeah.
No, it's
and
on the north side.
It's on the
my
north
brain.
side.
Yeah.
It is.
I really like.
Mhm.
Okay, I'll put it over there. That's so weird. I've always pictured it as, because again, the entrance being like here, I pictured it as walking in and then seeing little one across the way, like kitty corner, sitting right there. That is like where I've seen it. But yeah, I'll put it over here. Anyways, what I was gonna say is these here, these flat areas between the nooks, that's where those doors could be that go to nowhere. Because that literally would look like it wouldn't make sense right from the inside. Because it would, from the outside, you would know that there's just a wall there, and then you come in and be like, why are there doors against, just the wall? So, so that was the thought I had. I was like, oh, okay, that's where we can put. That's where we can put those.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Another thing about wrist braces is that it's a good thing for me to signal. It's like, this is computer time. I am like all suited up to do computer time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so it's like a signal to my body. And then it's like when I take them off, it's like, oh, no more computer. You can't be on the computer anymore. You don't have braces. I say while being on the computer without braces, but like,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
you know.
I'm gonna put the doors there. Entrance.
Makes sense.
Can they be bigger? Do you have any bigger doors?
It's a good question. It's really weird. You can't scale doors, like because they're like, I don't know. They're specifically designed to connect to walls or something. I don't really like the look of these doors, and they're not bigger. Okay. Are there bigger doors? Wooden door, double.
Like I could see like on a
Nope.
really nice day having a big old thing of doors open, and so there's like a nice breeze
Mhm.
coming in through the doors and then
Mhm.
up through the chimney.
Oh yeah, totally. It looks like those are the biggest doors I can do.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do they do when it's raining with a big hole in their roof like that?
Oh, well, actually, wait, yeah, does it just straight up have a hole in the
That's what it
image?
looked like from the top,
I think you're right,
the-
yeah.
big image.
I mean, the easy solution is they have an enchantment over the top. I honestly, though, actually, probably...
See, it's
It
just a big
does.
hole.
Kind of look like a big
It
hole.
is a big hole. I would guess that they have some kind of enchantment, like a permanent Liam's tiny hut kind of thing. So, like, it's basically a skylight that, yeah,
You let smoke out.
that can let smoke out. Yeah. Can smoke pass through Liam's tiny hut?
I mean, air can.
Air can, or... Oh, yeah, air can,
Air
yeah.
can. They're like
So why wouldn't
gases,
smoke...
vapors
Yeah.
can't, I don't think.
Gases and
Yeah.
vapors can't? Oh, because if somebody were to cast...
Gaseous vapor.
Yeah. I was
Vaporous
gonna say
gas.
cloud kill.
Cloud kill? Yeah.
It wouldn't pass through.
Poison spray.
Poison spray.
Yeah.
Okay. Huh, okay. I don't know.
Yeah.
Where is Fred right now?
You don't know.
I'm invested in Fred's well-being.
You don't know where Fred is.
He's been in here for so long. If he hasn't gotten out,
Yeah, like 2 months?
I know.
yeah, that's a long time to hang out
More
invisibly.
than that.
God, what happens if I put a window on a curve? It's gonna look bad, right? I hate it. Oh God. Get rid of it. No.
It
Okay.
looks-
Just
It looks silly.
Just imagine that there are windows on the curved little things.
Okay.
Is there something in particular we want to develop in here in the hearth? Because I don't want to get too bogged down with the details, or I could start detailing out an area.
Could you just put down a big fire, like a big fire pit?
Oh,
coming
actually
out here a little
make
bit?
the fire pit. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Let me see what I can do there, because I'm also roughing this out very much, so like, I'm
Mhm.
not trying to. In fact, I think I'm gonna change. I'm gonna change the floor to like a brick or something.
One thing, this isn't a question, this is more of a comment
Yeah.
on my end.
An observation, really.
An observation of the module writing itself.
Well, writing itself.
Yeah, at least I assume this is the writing for the module.
Oh, the module writing, like the way it is written.
Got
Yeah.
it. Got it. Got it.
The plot.
The plot. Okay. Yeah.
Um,
I mean,
Towards the
Shemshime kind of
end.
writes itself.
Towards the end, when we found the finish the rhyme scrawled in the floor,
Mm-hmm.
I found that to be deeply misleading.
Hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, I felt that we were like there was no unfinished rhyme. Like all of the verses
Mm-hmm.
fit, like they rhymed in appropriate places. They fit the cadence
Mhm.
and rhythm of the poem. Like there was no rhyme to finish. There was nothing unfinished
Right.
about any of the rhymes.
I think what it was referring to was that the last stanza was missing, and that
Right. Finish the
Yeah.
song.
yeah, I guess yeah, finish the song. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it very much felt like in the intervening week, both Olive and I wrote verses
I
to-
know.
because that was the only thing we could think of
Yeah.
to like finish the rhyme ourselves.
Yeah.
And not just go through like, what was that, 2 or 3 ability checks, taking a like 3rd level spells worth of damage each time.
Right.
Yeah, I feel that could have been a lot clearer.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason I ended up messing with the book at all was because I had no other ideas. Like there didn't seem to be anything else to do, but nothing necessarily seemed to be pointing at look in the book. to
Right.
me.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
So if you're thinking of running this module out there, maybe consider changing a single word.
Yeah. Rhyme to song. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, yeah, just overall with this module, how did you like this module? Just like very generally speaking.
I enjoyed it. I'm enjoying the creepier things, which is new for me.
I was gonna say, like, it's interesting that we hit 2 creepy ones in a row.
I know.
Um,
Oh yeah.
and I don't know if it, like, I like that more than like it being like broken up and alternating.
Mhm,
But I think like they did fit well together,
mhm.
tonally at least.
They yeah, it's interesting because we actually skipped an adventure, a module, because it was there was like 2, I think they were like 2 3rd level modules in a row, and reading through them I was like kind of just deciding which to do, and which one did we end up doing instead? It may have been the mean lock one, the one we just
Deep and
creeping darkness may have been it. Doesn't seem right. Well, anyways, but there was one that we skipped, and that one also is kind of like a spooky adventure. So I think in the module there's like 3 spooky adventures in a row, because I think it goes that one, Deep and Creeping Darkness, and then Shemshime's Bedtime Rhyme.
Mhm.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know, for reasons I decided to skip that earlier one, and I think it's fine. Like at any point if I wanted to, I could pull stuff from it, but yeah. Yeah, I'm having fun with the spooky, like horror themed adventures.
Good.
How many adventures are there in this book? How far through it are we? Are we gonna go through the whole thing?
I mean, we could. It goes up to, I think, 16th level though. It goes way up. But if if you think about it, like in terms of leveling, we're actually making, like, I feel like pretty good progress. Like for at least for other campaigns I've been in, like, or I've run. Like the rate at which we are leveling is pretty good.
Yeah. I've been playing for not quite a year.
Yeah.
And we've only been playing for an hour and a half at a time.
Yeah, right.
We're level 5.
Gone up, what, 3 levels? Is that right? We started at level 2, now we're level 5.
Yeah.
Right, and you will be level 6. There will be a little kind of... I think... we gotta figure this out. But I think
so what I'm hearing is 4 levels a year.
Oh no.
And 16 levels.
Now I don't feel good.
So we got, for 6 now, 4.5. So we got 2.5 more years of this to get through.
Oh man. Yeah, actually I want to pull up now to see. I think it's up to level 16. But but I mean you both will be leveling up. I think we're probably I think the next time we play as Quidam and Lovelace, it's going to be kind of a similar in between period between arcs, you know?
Another kind of like we did for the prologue before we started, really started the 3rd arc.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Downtime, that's the word I want.
Downtime. Yeah. Kind of, we'll do another downtime, sort of downtime, because I know that Lovelace has the thing that Lovelace wants to do, and Quidam, I think, has ideas of what they want to do.
But wait, are you talking about like Lovelace trying to get medical license?
No, I was talking about that Lovelace wants to go to the Woods of Sharp Teeth and Quidam doesn't. Yeah.
I'm sad. I'm sad about that. We're gonna split the party.
Maybe. Probably.
We built it up at this point.
Yeah.
Now you have to.
We don't have to.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just makes the most sense. Yeah, we'll need to talk offline about who knows what that would look like.
I think I'm imagining this as being kind of like a beer hall, like big tables like that, maybe kind of long.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they're only too long though. Wait, what? Why can I not grab this prop? Hello? Let me grab the prop. What? Why? Let me do the thing I want to do. Yeah.
Another thing I liked about this module
Mm-hmm.
is that all of the NPCs were women except for Ebder. And that's just not something you see very often.
Yeah.
In media.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You're right. Because it was Yeah, Cthulhu.
And then Ebder was just like a Karen dad in a parental role.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa. That is cool.
Yeah. It was nice.
Yeah,
I kind of want to get to know Ebder better. What's his story?
Yeah, I mean, I when I was reading through it and deciding what to do next, I really liked. It sounded like a really fun story, and I liked all the characters in it, and the opportunity for that, because it was roleplay heavy, but it still had, stuff going on. So I think the one maybe thing, and I'm curious how both of you feel about this. So one thing I'm maybe a little critical of it is it's kind of linear, if that makes sense, because it's you're trapped in this place, which is fine. It's just it's just I mean, you can kind of say that about any area a DM develops, right? It's kind of it only goes as far as it's developed. But but like it has like a very specific set of things that happen, right? Because this curse is developing and it's getting worse and worse, and like each time it gets worse, it like triggers something. And I'm just curious how it felt from both of your perspectives. Like, did you feel like you were kind of just, you know, going along from event to event and just kind of along for the ride, or did you feel like you had agency and like you were affecting things? And yeah, that was just something that like I got a little worried about. Maybe like 3/4 of the way through, I was like, is this too linear? Like, are they? I don't know. But
I did feel like we had like one line of investigation, I think, like at all points. It's like we find the book, and then once we found the book, it's like, let's track down the singing. So I guess we could have like just jumped straight to the boss battle by like trying to repair the book before we started doing the singing.
Yeah, that was an option. I think we could have also tried a few more things to destroy the book and see if that actually would have gotten us anywhere.
What was the rush? Like, why did we just throw the book in the fireplace and like book it out of there instead of messing with the book more?
People were possessed, I think, at that point, and right, and I think that was like a
Yeah.
I think this might have been something that would have been helpful. Some kind of like external like indicator of how bad the curse was getting. Because like as it was, I don't think we had a good way of telling like, are our shadows about to like jump out and strangle us? When are we at threat of like, when are we under a time pressure?
Interesting.
And
I
like,
felt that we were under time pressure the entire time.
Yeah, and we weren't, I don't think. Like, I mean, we were under like obviously like an overall time pressure, but it's like, do we have 5 minutes to look at this book, or do we need to just like throw it in a fireplace and get out of here?
Right.
Like that kind of thing. And I think like since this whole thing was like in the firefly cellar, and like the fireflies were kind of a focal point, like having them give us more information, like I feel like it was like hinted at, like they would get darker once we were under immediate threat. But like having that be like more consistent, or like emphasized, being like, okay, like the fireflies have been dark, shit's about to get real,
right.
Like the fireflies have like lit up, the battle music has stopped. You got a little bit of time to poke around.
Yeah, that's actually a great idea, like as a visual way of indicating, hinting to the players, okay, like take a minute to, yeah, exactly what you said, to investigate or do what you want to do. Yeah,
like we didn't take a short rest before the final boss, I think because of this like immediate time pressure ambiguity.
Oh yeah, I mean, things have been happening so fast. To take an hour to rest, absolutely not. Like, we're all gonna be dead.
I do think that kind of worked out for the better though, because it made it so, I don't know, like that. That final encounter ended up being spectacular. It was crazy.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't believe all that when that all went down. It was just like, I was so ready.
I was ready.
Yeah.
I thought that this was it.
Yeah. You know, that's funny. I feel like we haven't actually talked about that. The fact that
the fact that we had a TPK.
Yeah.
I'm okay. So like leading up to the TPK, I guess like first when we like got its HP down to 0 and it's like it didn't die, it's like, okay, great, we need to figure this out, and we have no leads.
Yeah.
How to do this? That is terrifying. And we have like 2 actions before we all die. What do we do? Like I have a question for Quidam. This is like one of the few ones that I wrote down. When Lovelace went down and you were still up, it seemed like you made a calculated decision. Like, I will get Lovelace back on her feet, at probably the cost of my own life. Like, what was it? Was that a calculus that you made? Like, did you?
Very
What
much
went
so.
into that?
Multiple times now, it has seemed to Quidam that it is better to get Lovelace, like make sure that Lovelace stays up or gets back up in order to deal with the immediate violent threat and let themselves go down. Because Lovelace is much more capable of dealing with immediate violent threats than Quidam. It happened in the butcher's shop as well.
Oh, it did.
Yeah,
That's right.
where I shoved a cure wounds into you. I didn't go down that time, but I was sitting at something like 2 hit points, and you were able to get us out. And again, here, like, I didn't necessarily know if I would survive or not because you do need. I wasn't thinking about the grubs.
I'm out of grubs. That was the last grub.
Yeah. But like there were enough NPCs around who at least did not wish me dead that I figured that even if you couldn't get me back up, I had a chance. But that if you went down, I didn't have any 3rd level spell slots left. I couldn't get you back.
That was the last grub.
That was the last grub. Quidam has been going down a lot on Lovelace's watch.
Yeah. Oh man.
I mean, I could just like get medical kits, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, like, frankly, I'm not using my med kit anymore. I've got Spare the Dying. You could just have mine.
There was one, like, I knew that we had to get out of there. I was like, okay, like, get upstairs. It's time to go. And I feel like there was a critical turn where I didn't do that. Like, I was about to, and then Lovelace was like, hit it with the book, or Quidam was like, hit it with the book. I was like, okay. And, that was like the thing I was kicking myself. I'm like, I should have just gone. I should have just like disengaged and booked it. Like, I could have outrun it, maybe. And, like, started playing Ring Around the Rosie. I just wonder what it would have looked like if both Quidam and Lovelace were up on their feet upstairs.
Yeah,
I don't think Quidam would have been. I mean, Quidam at that point was holding the book and was still downstairs.
But if like you had like given it to Lovelace and been like hit it with the book, and Lovelace was like, nope, bye.
Oh, okay. I see.
I've already tried hitting it.
I mean, that was another thing that kind of a little bit frustrated me about the module. Was that there was no. I mean, the one millstone we had was on the front of the book.
Yeah.
Why didn't that work? Like.
Yeah, it's a very specific thing that destroys it, and
like doesn't even make any sense. Like,
it has
why
to do
would
with,
a big heavy thing kill a shadow?
It has to do with weight. Yeah, I don't know. I wonder if like that could have been something maybe like I could have communicated
like
somehow. Yeah. I mean, like I was
even having it be like vulnerable to bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, that was my first thought.
Oh yeah,
like the shadows earlier, like we had to like crush them with little things, and like you just like in video games you teach the mechanic in the level, and then you fight the boss with that mechanic.
Yeah.
But like, scaled up.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question. Yeah, I was a little worried with this one for that reason. I was like, is this going to be something which it almost did happen. I mean, it basically happened where it's like you don't really know what to do, right? You don't figure out what the clue is, and then because the boss can only be destroyed by one set of circumstances, it's like,
Puzzle bosses.
yeah, it's
Gotta
like,
love them.
man, that is brutal. Yeah.
Yeah. I know that one of the reasons why I went for the book, or went for the upstairs singing instead of the book,
Mm-hmm.
was because Quidam is so oriented towards people being sources of information,
Mm-hmm.
more so than books. People know things.
Mm-hmm.
Books are just recordings of what people know.
Mm-hmm.
So clearly the solution is to go to the voice that is saying things.
Yeah. Totally.
What happened to the skeleton? Is that a question we can ask?
The skeleton? Like what?
The skull.
What?
We
Yeah,
have
where,
this
where'd
thing
the skull go?
Oh. It got taken away. It got sealed away.
hazmated.
Yeah. Yeah. There.
If we had died, would they have sealed us up in a wall?
I don't think they would have sealed you in a wall, but they may have taken your bodies and sealed them somewhere. Yeah. There's a whole.
Wait, different.
Huh?
How's
What's the
that
difference?
different?
I don't know. Like in a tomb? I don't know. Something more official than just plastered into a wall.
It's almost Cask of Amontillado style there.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, because Candlekeep has like things. It's like crazy vaults. So yeah.
Mhm. I'm just imagining if we had both died, if all of us had died, Box of Screws would have just had radio silence.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, she'd figure it out. She has
yeah,
resources.
I mean,
But
after
yeah.
a certain point,
I
yeah,
mean,
but like,
the first time she sends somebody to the library about or to Candlekeep, they would have been like, "Oh, we have like the journal of what happened in that mine."
Oh man.
well, that would have been really confusing because everyone survived
Yeah.
and wrote it down and got to Candlekeep and handed it out. Like,
Yeah.
where'd they go?
Check the walls.
What's the Oh no, it's gone. God, my brain's like, let's see how this looks. Trying to like making a curved bench is proving to be incredibly challenging with this set of tools.
Certainly, it is harder to make wood curve than to go in a straight line,
Yeah.
which is exactly what you're dealing with here. I know.
But what's weird is it's not appearing. Where are you, bench? Bench. It says it's there. Hello? Do you exist? It says it's there. It's invisible. It's an invisible bench.
Sure.
Why?
Some ambitious young wizard turned it invisible and it got stuck that way.
I can't see
Maybe-
what's that alpha channel on it. Is it like turned all the way up or
That's
something?
what I thought maybe, but I don't think so. Yeah. Oh well. Is there we only got about 15 minutes here. Is there anything else y'all want to see with the hearth? I know it's been a little slow going. I'm kind of running slow today. Are there any other
Fine.
questions, any other things that we want to kind of talk about? Either related to this adventure or previous ones?
In the background here, I found a 5e homebrewing race guide and have been assembling a Medusa.
How's that been going?
But it's just like sets out like points for things, being like it's like half a point to like get an extra language, half a point for dark vision. Like here's the range of points that you can probably aim for, with like 6 being kind of the baseline.
Mm-hmm.
And it has like a list of like all the different racial traits from like all the source books,
Mm-hmm.
being like this one's worth this much, this one's worth this much, and you can just kind of like Lego brick them together. It's a very satisfying system.
That's cool.
Okay.
Wheezy Spreezy's asked for a link.
Google 5e homebrew race guide, and then there's a Reddit link.
You can put it in chat.
Oh, I can do
You're
links.
special.
You're special.
I'm special. Okay, so help me out here. So how do we modify sleep so it works with petrification? Because like petrification is obviously like a more powerful status condition than sleep.
Definitely.
So is it just like reversible petrification?
I like the idea of like restrained. Is it restrained or is it there are two that are almost identical. One just stops your movement, one gives you disadvantage on attack rolls.
Grappled stops
Grappled.
your movement, but restrained,
you.
yeah.
Yeah, so restrained.
Um,
That's an intermediary step to like hold person at low levels.
the you could do the, I mean, this is still really powerful, but you could do I believe it's the cockatrice in the monster manual. The petrification only lasts for 24 hours, but from a player's point of view, 24 hours is a lifetime, so it's like it may as well be, you know, indefinite.
Yeah.
But I guess it would mean that if you were to petrify something like, but even if you were to petrify like the big bad evil guy or something, like, then you just push the statue over and shatter it. like
So I'm actually reading. So the
yeah.
different, like the petrified condition, I feel like almost never comes up in games.
Yeah.
But like, so here are the rules for petrification. Your weight increases by a fraction of 10. You stop aging. You're incapacitated. Attack rolls against you have advantage. You automatically fail strength and dex saves. You have resistance to all damage, and you're immune to poison and disease.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that sleep does, it knocks you unconscious, and it's like actually a super similar condition. You're incapacitated. You automatically fail strength and dexterity saving throws. Attack rolls against you have advantage, and any attack that hits you is a critical hit.
Yes.
So it's actually more powerful than petrification.
Not quite.
No?
Because with sleep, yes, you are unconscious and you get all those things, but if you survive the attack, you wake up and you now can react. Petrification, you literally can't do anything, and you don't like suddenly break free of the status once you are petrified.
Well, you just say that people break free when they get hit. Like, it's just same as sleep rules, but they're just petrified instead.
I don't know how that logically works, though. Like, what is that? You know, like in the world, what does that look like? Like, how does somebody suddenly, you know, because like,
I mean, it's Snow White rules, right? Only for violence instead of kissing. It's like you're.
I don't know. To me, it breaks the world too much. The way that petrification works, at least the way I imagine it working. Yeah.
But just like in terms of not narrative, but like status effect wise, if you're unconscious versus like you want to be petrified more than you want to be unconscious.
Well, the thing with petrification though is that it's
how long
infinite,
it lasts, right?
And if once you're petrified, you're helpless, right? So then somebody can just take the time to grab you and chip away your stone or chip your head off or whatever, and then if they break your head off and then you become unpetrified, I mean, you're dead. Like, you can't do anything.
But the same is true if you're unconscious and
But again, you
attack
get
can wake you up. So like that's the critical
but the attack wakes you up. Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's a lot easier to get someone unconscious than it is
Yes.
to get someone unpetrified.
Yes. So
Yeah.
and also to attack somebody who is unconscious, like that involves making a stealth check to get up to them, and like there's like a number. I mean, I guess at least one step, but at least there is at least one step. Whereas,
But not with sleep, right? Like if
you are
cast
asleep.
sleep on someone.
oh, if you can't sleep on someone, yeah. If you can't sleep on someone, yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'll think about the exit condition and see if there's like a good
The
way that can work.
Yeah, I mean, the
Mhm.
one that I don't know. It's like we could get really gamey about it, and it could be something where it's like you can only do petrification once per day or something, right? Or we do the thing where it's like it just restrains the creature, so they don't actually turn to stone. It's some like lesser form of petrification where they're like starting to turn to stone, which I think is actually a established
It is.
effect from the
It is.
beholder's
It's super-
petrification ray.
Isn't it like super like janky? It's like there's like a whole bunch of different stages and stuff.
It's just a save.
Oh, yeah?
You just make a save. Yeah. So you make a save, and that actually I might even consider doing it that way. It's like you make a save. If you fail it, you start to become petrified. So you are now. I think you're restrained.
Yeah, you're restrained.
But you're still. I think you can still make attacks and all that at disadvantage. And then when it gets back to your turn again, I don't know if it's at the start of your turn or end of your turn, but you make another save. And if you fail that second save, you are actually petrified. If you succeed, you break free of it. So, yeah.
Cool.
So like that one actually isn't as bad. Like that could maybe work.
I mean, that's almost just like a whole person.
Kind of, but again, really severe consequences when the actual fail state occurs. So.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, so that's the thing. Like, it could be something where the petrification is a lesser form, and it is basically hold person. I don't know, but we could also just say fuck it, just see how the game goes. Because again, like, if you're gonna play a Medusa or a Gorgon, just generally speaking, in this world that we're playing in, anyone who sees you is going to.
If Manfred can pull it off, I'm sure Gorgon could pull it off.
Yeah, for
Like,
sure. There's
there's
ways to do it. Yeah, but I'm just saying, like that in itself just makes for some fun, interesting like role play stuff to deal with. So. Yeah.
It's me, Sarah. Normal human. Don't take off my hat.
Sarah the second, or is it just? Is it
No, it just has more S's.
just more
Like
more
that.
S's? There's the
Sarah.
same number of
Daughter of
S's.
Sarah.
Same number of S's to snakes in the hair. Yeah. Cool. Well, I think we're just about at time here. We'll maybe end a little early today, but sorry, I feel like I didn't really get very far with the hearth because I'm kind of running slow this evening. But here's the basic layout. So we got our entrance up here, even though it sounds like it was maybe reverse for both of you, but
We'll manage. Don't worry.
yeah, nevertheless, entrance up here. When you walk in directly to your left, you would see the bar there, which is where Samantha, I think it was, would be working. We actually don't know who works in the kitchen. I don't think that we've met the kitchen staff, but the kitchen would be back in here, a little door to go in. Little one, I always imagine sitting here, but little one sits over here. with gutweed, and then we got just tables, in little nooks and stuff. I probably imagine there being maybe like a few more tables. I just was kind of, I don't know, having a hard time figuring out the layout. And then as you go back down this hallway, you have all the different rooms. This is what I picture as being like the lift down to the Firefly cellar, and this would be the little hatch staircase thing down. The lift, by the way, was something that I added that is not in the original Firefly cellar. So,
thanks. Lovelace appreciates that.
So, it doesn't actually exist on this map, but we can imagine it's like, I don't know, just replace this chair here and make that a bigger, area for the lift.
How would they have gotten all of that furniture down a trapdoor? Really?
Oh yeah,
magic. I don't know. But yes, I agree.
Bag of holding.
Bag of holding. Oh my, bag of holdings would be amazing for moving if they had like.
It would.
Yeah. The video.
Just a U-Haul of.
Wait, hold up.
A U-Haul with bags of holding.
Did it stop streaming? Oh, you can hear us, but the video stopped. Oh no.
Try refreshing.
You still see the video, Claire?
Yeah, everything's fine on my end.
Oh, sorry, Wheezy's Breezies.
Well, we're about done anyway.
It's frozen. Yes. Yeah. But anyways, yeah. Here's the hearth. It's kind of nice to visualize it. Yeah. Maybe next time we'll flesh this out a bit more, or we can go to some other new place. Technically, the hearth has an upstairs, so yeah. Okay. Well, thank you everybody for joining us this evening. It was a nice chill session. Next week, we will be starting our next adventure with 2 new characters at 10th level.
New people.
New people. We'll still be in Candlekeep though, so maybe we'll see some familiar faces. I know that Lovelace really, well, not Lovelace, Olive really wants to see Fred.
Maybe we're best friends with Thelma.
Oh my god. We'll start the adventure.
No,
we'll start the adventure with the 3 of you gossiping with Velma.
And then the centaur said something really mean to me. No. We love you.
Oh my god. That'd be so funny. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, we'll see you all next week. Thanks for joining us tonight, and have a good evening. Bye.
Good night.